So in this video, we're going to address the question, should pastors let AI write their sermons? Let's just all admit right from the start, like this is an easy one. Like, no, you shouldn't let AI write your sermons. And here's the challenge to this, right? Is that you might be able to be like go into an AI right now and be like, hey, write me a sermon on Romans 5. And it'll write something. And you'll probably be like, well, that's not very good. Well, the reality is these systems continue to improve and improve and improve and improve. And it's not going to be too much longer before AI will be able to write a better sermon than you. It's also not very much longer until like you'll be able to take an AI generated pastor and preach that sermon, and that sermon be delivered and more entertaining and more engaging than you could ever be. And yet I'm still saying, like, no, we should not let AI write our sermons. I think the more pertinent question that we need to really, dive into and ask is like, where is that line? I run across this a lot in the academic world as well. It's like, well, hey, where's the line between I've had AI help me in some way, and I've actually crossed over the line and used AI in a way that's unethical. And here's the reality is like, this is new technology. We're all still kind of figuring this out together, right? So there's a couple of things that I would suggest. One, like be on the conservative side here. So if you're, writing a sermon and, you're like, how, should I allow AI at all into the process? I would say yes, but just don't take the written words of AI and copy and paste into your message. So there's all kinds of tools and tactics that you can use with AI to help you write, particularly when you're getting stuck. Some of those ways could include like, hey, here's where I'm at in my message. I'm having trouble thinking about how I'm going to communicate this to this particular audience. Give me 5 different ideas for how I could communicate this. And what you'll see is like, it'll do that. And probably, 1, 2, most of those 5 will be like decent ideas. But what that does is it gets you unstuck. Now, what you could do after that is be like, great, I like option number 1, draft that for me. And then like, be like, oh yeah, that looks really good, and copy and paste. And now you've probably crossed a line that you don't want to cross. And so what I'd just say is, it's like, if you kind of think of it as like, oh, you found a sermon online, and, would your elders or would your, district supervisor, whoever is your accountability, would they like be like, hey, that's not a good idea? Would they be upset with you if they found out that you just copied and pasted from someone else's sermon in the same way? Because I think that's probably a good line for us to follow. So using AI in ways to get unstuck, to generate new ideas, to analyze our writing and be like, hey, how do I make this better? Like we have a logic and flow prompt within Church.Tech that I think does a good job at actually helping us think through and go, hey, can I make this sermon better? I think those are all great ways. We're right on the cusp of another really interesting way to use AI with our sermons, and that AI is now gaining this ability to be able to actually watch our videos and then be able to critique not just the words that we're saying, but the rhythms that we have, the body language that we communicate with, our pauses, our tones, all those different things. Again, those are going to be things that help make us better communicators. And I'd say, yep, use those things. But should I just be like, hey, write this out for me and then use it? That probably crosses the line. Now, here's where I'd say, like, there are times where I want to use AI in that way. If it's like, hey, I just need this, blanket email response. Okay, I'm going to use AI to write that for me, and I'm probably going to look at it and go, yep, that's pretty good. I'm going to edit that a little bit, and then, click send. But I don't think, like, when we're talking about delivering the word of God, when we're talking about really knowing our congregation and having this human interaction with our congregation, which is what a sermon is, that we should let AI come into the writing process in that way. So definitely experiment. Find ways that AI can help make you a better communicator. help find ways that AI can accelerate your workflows through sermon writing. But don't just flat out, copy word for word what AI says and put that into your sermon. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, we really appreciate you engaging with our conversation. Hit the subscribe button. We're going to be doing this more often, talking about the theological implications of AI in ministry, and we hope that you'll join into the conversation.